Sales can be extremely difficult to learn. I come from an engineering background, and nothing about engineering teaches you how to be a salesperson. If anything, it teaches you how to be a hermit crab and stay at home and stare at your computer all day. Can you relate? I've had to learn sales from the ground up in order to go from negative $30,000 on my first deal to making over $200,000 in 1 year. And in this video, I'm gonna give you 8 takeaways on one of the best books that I use in order to refine my skills to take me from negative $30,000 to $200,000 in 1 year. Hello y'all, my name is Stacy Johnson, and on this channel we talk about all things Hawaii real estate, money, lifestyle, and side hustles. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos dropping every Tuesday and Friday at 1 p.m. HST, and hit that bell notification button if you've been getting some value on this channel so you can be notified when the next one comes. Follow me on all my social media channels at the link in the description below. Now let's get right into it. This book is called Never Split the Difference. I'll admit, when I first read this book, especially the first couple chapters, it is very heavy and it can be really difficult to read through. But once you get through that bulk of it and you start reading to the end and he starts telling stories, you really start to see the psychology of sales. And so I'm gonna break down 8 of my favorite takeaways from this book. Number 1 is negotiate through emotion rather than just reason. This is fairly obvious. People don't make decisions based off of reason. People make emotional decisions. Let's say you're trying to lose weight and you see your favorite candy bar on sale. You decide to grab this candy bar and eat it for later because you were emotional about it, even though you're trying to lose weight, and the logical thing would be to abstain from that candy bar, but because you're making decisions out of emotion, you just decide to put away your goals and have the candy bar instead. So this is the same for sales. When you are telling somebody about this opportunity, you first want to hear what their pain points are and why they would even need a service like yours. In that, talk about that emotion and put them into an emotional state before you go presenting any offers. That takes me to number 2 is listen deeply to their worldview. You have to understand and what is going on in their world and truly listen to the emotions that they're feeling so that you can have empathy for the situation that's going on in their life and see if the product or service can help provide value in that area. This takes me to number 3, which is to summarize what they said to you back to them so that you can show that you have empathy.
I'm here for you.
So not only do you have to listen to what they're saying, you have to fully empathize with them by repeating and summarizing what they said. So if somebody's talking about a situation that they're going through and they are talking about the emotions that they're feeling during a divorce and having to sell their property, repeat that back to them. Typically, I like to identify 3 emotions. If I haven't been able to identify 3 emotions from the conversation, I haven't been listening enough. And so we'll typically say, from what I'm understanding, you're feeling this because this. And I'll say that 3 times to summarize how they're feeling and empathize with their situation. That takes me to number 4, which is verbally labeling what they are thinking and feeling out loud. It's the same thing tying into the previous number where you say, it sounds like you feel this because this, except you're saying it out loud to them. Number 5, this is great for objections.
I object.
You're gonna list their objections out loud and address them. Let's say, for example, an objection that I get very commonly is that I'm a young woman. A lot of sellers will sometimes look at me like I'm not able to buy their house because I'm younger, and so sometimes I'll literally just throw that accusation out in the open, and it kind of throws them off guard, but at least you're able to address how they're feeling instead of them just going into a trap by themselves in their head. Number 6 is talk with a slow radio voice. Slow, clear voice, like a talk show radio host. This was a really funny one because I never did that. But as soon as I started to talk a little bit slower and be on the phones with them and really just vibing with them a little bit, I was able to connect with them on a deeper level.
That's beautiful.
Speaking in that voice can really help with the empathy, with the tonality, and just making sure you're not so monotone. Number 7 is to ask open-ended questions to disagree without disagreeing out loud. A great example of this is when a property owner wants to go fix their house and they're telling you that their price is super high because they know the value in their house, and if you're not going to give them the offer that they want, then they're just going to go spend the money to go fix up the property themselves and then list it on the market. Most of the time this is not even true. They're just saying that because they want to do that, but the reality is they'll never get around to actually doing it. Typically in a scenario like this, you'll ask the seller, have you actually tried to renovate a house before? Or what kind of construction experience do you have to manage a big project like this? Do you have the money to renovate a project like this? Do you know how much it would cost to renovate this house? And you'll get an idea of where they are, if they truly have that kind of experience, and if it's something that they can even do. And last but not least, number 8, you gain leverage by watching for unexpected valuable information. When a seller is talking to you about how they're feeling, you want to literally shut up and not say anything.
Shut up. Just be quiet.
You ask open-ended questions, you let them talk, you give them even put yourself on mute if you have to. Just stop yourself from talking. Okay, I get it. I totally understand. And as the seller is talking, you're just listening for key takeaways. You want to be able to repeat that back to them. So you're listening for key situations on how your product or service can provide value to the seller based off of their pain points. So using these 8 tips, you should be able to understand how to talk to sellers a little bit better. That way you can be on your way to closing your next deal. Now, if you're looking for more real estate investing coaching, make sure you go to the link in the description below and sign up for a free strategy call with the team, and then they will point you in the right direction. Aloha, thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Shoots!